Hi, I'm Ronnie Walter and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do some really simple, fun drawings. It's part of a little mini series about drawing, how we draw. The creator of a method of drawing called Sketch Cute, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite shapes, which is the humble circle. I think you're going to enjoy this. I find it really helpful when I teach drawing to explain that everything's a shape. Everything's a shape. Today is no exception, and I think you're going to like this. There's a little quickie little watercolor lesson at the end, and I hope you enjoy this. Okay, we're going to do a really simple mini project here. And this is an example of how simple shapes, if you just think about them as simple shapes, not think about them as the object, you're going to end up with something really cute. So we're going to draw just a really cute little teddy bear today. And so I'm making a big round head, half circle, squished circle for its nose. Now just FYI, whenever you drop the eyes down and make them further apart, they're cuter. Just trust me on that. And then the little bow is basically a squished, kind of a rounded rectangle. Put a little square there. Two little funky rectangle, kind of that's actually a triangle. If we took that all the way through, it would be a triangle. And then its belly is basically a squished circle, a blob for a hand, a blob for the other hand, blob for legs, blob for legs. And we have a very cute teddy bear. So I'm going to go in with a waterproof marker. This happens to be one from Blick Studios, but you could use a Micron, all of these are readily available. If you live near a Blick, I'm really finding these to be quite nice, or from their website. So we're going to go in with our marker, and I'm going to start because I want his head to sort of lay inside that rectangle. And we'll just kind of put that bow thing on there. I'm being very loose with my marker. And then his head's going to come around. Remember, we're just drawing shapes. It's like we're drawing shapes. We're not drawing a teddy bear. And he has two half circles. And let's put another half circle there. The squished circle. I always picture the oval as just going with a circle. And then his nice round eyes. And then his cute little mouth. I mean, this is such a fun little doodle. You could do this in your sketchbook and just think about blob. Put a little belly on him. And his blobby feet, big floppy feet, super cute. You could also make this a bunny. Okay, and then let's add a couple of hearts. And you could stick this on the fridge, make it a magnet, or you just have a really cute pile of cute things in your studio. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry for just a sec. And then I'm going to use my kneaded eraser to erase my pencil lines. And while this is dry, it doesn't take much to dry this, but you never know. So this is a kneaded eraser, which is really great on watercolor paper because it doesn't rough up the texture like those, like say a pink eraser, one of those pink pearls, or one on the top of a basic pencil. They just don't even, they're going to add, they're kind of gritty. So they disturb the texture on watercolor paper, which you will see when you add your watercolor. Okay, so I'm going to use a number 10 round, and this is an older brush I have. It's I believe it's pronounced Bestie, but it's from Jerry's Artorama. It's a number 10 round, my favorite shape and size of a brush. And I'm using watercolors from a company. They sent these to me. They're Paul Rubens. It's a set of 24. They're lovely, but use what you have, especially on these little things where we're practicing. You don't have to spend a whole bunch of money just to practice. Just have fun. I do believe in a good brush, but when you're learning and practicing, the paints are less important than a good brush, because a cruddy brush, like a brush that comes with some of the less expensive things, yeah, you don't want that. Who wants to paint with that thing? I do not. Okay, I just have that around for an example to show you what a crappy brush looks like. So I'm just going to come in. I have 2 jars of water, and I'm going to come in, and I've already sprayed these because I was painting earlier and they're still pretty activated. And I'm just going to come in. The 2 jars of water, one I try to keep clean, and the other one is to clean my brush. So one to mix colors, one to wash out your brush. And then have another piece of watercolor paper so you can make sure that you have the kind of, yeah, I wanted a little more intensity. So I'm just going to go in with him. I'm going to go really loose because I want this to look loose. I'm not just coloring in these lines, I'm painting. So just, if it slops over the edge, that's okay. So I also have a paper towel here to kind of suck up excess paint. And just be deliberate. Don't worry about, like, oh, I'm outside the line. Well, great, I'm glad you are. You know, part of the look of what I teach with my Sketch Cute classes is I want people to feel like it's not a test. We are making cute art that people respond to on an emotional level. We're not being precise. We're getting the gist of something across to people. It's more about the feeling than it is about the technique. I don't really teach watercolor technique because I don't know how. What I teach is how to make cute art that makes people happy. That's as simple as that. Okay, so we're going to let that dry a bit. But since I have those cute hearts, we might as well go in and, even though they're a tiny little part of this, I'm gonna add this pink. I have a lovely, this has it's a permanent rose. I'm gonna hit half of the heart. Let that suck up a little bit. And then I'm gonna do a warmer red. No, you're right. You're right. I did not clean my brush particularly well. But if you've been here long enough, you know I don't. Okay, so then I'm just going to hit the other side. Might be a little bit wet because I want to feel like we're seeing those 2 colors. So I'm sucking that up. I think it's got a little pastel. When they're dry a little bit, I'll add more. So there's still that mix of colors, and I'm going to let that dry just a little bit more because we're going to embellish him with some shadows, and I want to put, you know, things inside his ears and do his nose and everything. So we're going to let that dry, and I'll be back. Now, the one thing we know about watercolor is when it's wet, we don't want to put another color next to it that is going to bleed in when we don't want it to bleed. Sometimes we do. Like, for instance, these hearts I kind of sucked it up too early. I didn't have enough saturation. So I'm going to put a little more pink, and I'm going to let that dry a little bit. It's one of these things about watercolor is you learn things, and usually you can fix things. And right now we're going to fix those. I had this vision that the red and the pink would sort of merge, but they were too wet when I did that. And we can fix it. Not a biggie. Okay, so we're just going to make this super cute. Let's put that pink inside the ears because that's cute. And I'm going to make his nose black. Oh, that's not clean. Doesn't matter. Oops, this is my black. Because I want him to just have a nice... I'm not going like flat black. Obviously, I used, it was kind of pink inside, but that's okay. I don't want it to look like a big black blob, like a hole in his head. I want it to look like a nose. So it's more of a gray. All right. And then on his belly, I'm going to use slightly lighter and warmer. This is burnt sienna. So I just want to, just a slightly different brown on his belly. And then I'm going to go back to the original brown that I had. And here's why we do a little sample. I want to make sure there's enough contrast there. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tiny shadow under his arms and legs. And under his belly. Just to give him some dimension, not a lot. Just a little bit. On the edge of his ears. As if there was a light shining on him. Sucking up that excess. And when this is dry, I'm going to put a tiny shadow on the bottom so it looks like he is resting on something and not just floating. Actually, this is kind of cute. If you put clouds, it'll be like, wee, I'm floating. That's, you know, that's what I love about painting is like, you can make anything you want. If we put little motion marks on him and made these look like clouds behind him, he would totally look like he's just having a ball out there in teddy bear land. Okay, so then I'm going to put a blue bow on him. That's a little heavy. And you know, the beauty of watercolor is if it's a little heavy, add more water. Okay, that's prettier. So I'm going to go in and come in and just hit that. I'm going to come in and embellish that a little bit. But even when we're painting, we're thinking about shapes. Just always have shapes in mind. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry. I'm letting his shadows dry, and then we're going to come back and make it super cute. Oh, but before we go to Dryville, I'm going to go in with that permanent rose. I just contaminated that. I'm going to do that permanent rose. My brush is a little wet. And I'm going to come in and put cheeks, which is, coincidentally, a half a circle. Okay. We will come back and give him some embellishment on the bow and give him a shadow. Okay, to make this guy just cuter than cute, I'm going to do two more things. One is I'm going to go in. I have this black from his nose. I'm going to make it just slightly more intense, and I'm going to add a shadow. Now, a shadow, speaking of shapes, is basically a line. So what we want to do is just put a line across and bring it in. And all of a sudden, he looks like he's sitting on something. And that's all you have to do a shadow. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come back in. Let me clean out that pink. Oh, we were going to do one more thing. All right, just one more thing. So I'm going to go in with this blue and use what blue you have, or whatever color you like. And I want to make sure that that has enough intensity. And I'm going to go in and just stripe it. All these little touches are what makes it sing. It's one thing, I mean, we could have left it exactly as he is, but adding these little extras just really, really does the thing. It brings it back to looking like an artist did it instead of you just colored something in. And yours is going to be different than mine. I'm going to put a tiny, tiny shadow under his nose. Tiny. Ah, too much water. Okay, I'm going to color that whole thing in because I kind of mucked it up. That's all right. So we muck things up. I'll try to get, oh, now look what I did. All right. We're going in with a clean brush, and I'm going to try to, there we go. I took that off enough. It doesn't look like he has a giant mustache. Still going to be cute. Okay, he's really cute. I mean, look at him. He's so cute. The other thing we could do is we could put a tiny shadow under here. And that just adds to that dimensionality. Is that a word? Sure, it is now. And the last thing I was going to do, which I was going to do while that pink was still wet, is come in with that warmer red and make those hearts just a little bit cuter. So we're adding that warmer red. It's nice to use the watercolor for what it should be, which is to kind of make colors talk to each other. There, I'm happy with that. So he is just like the cutest little thing. You tuck this in an envelope, stick it on the fridge, amuse your friends, amuse yourself. So remember, everything's a shape. And in this case, we worked with circles, half circles, and squished circles. And think of all of the things that you can do. So I encourage you to go to the description, link over to the free download of the prompt list. That will help you. I really like a prompt list. I think it can really help us. Like, we just want to draw. And sometimes we just want to draw and not have to think about things. So when someone gives you a list, just draw. Just draw what they told you to draw. And you'll just get better at drawing. The only way you get better at drawing is to draw more. So if you want a prompt list, do it. It's so much easier than having to use your brain all the time. But every time you draw something, you've just put it into your brain's encyclopedia. That is the whole crux of my teaching Sketch Cute, and I encourage you to just draw for the sheer pleasure of drawing. And remember, everything's a shape. And also remember, I am so happy that you're here, and thank you for your support, your lovely comments, your sending me emails that are just full of joy and fun, and I really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.